It's been quite a season of practice makeover as Archer Investment Management has gone through the highs and the lows of adding a robo element to their practice. One person who's followed the action closely is Andrew Besheer of Broadridge. We're going to catch up with him and get his perspective. Andy, welcome.
Thank you.
So, after watching this season, what were your impressions of our advisors in North Carolina?
Well, they were really interesting. I thought they were very thoughtful. I thought they were very analytical. I thought there was an interesting creative friction between the two of them that I think probably helps them to get where they need to go. I think the impression that I walked away with is if they bring those same things to their client relationships, their clients are probably in really good hands.
Now, this robo journey, adding a robo platform, is unique for every advisor. Did you find their journey typical or atypical from what other advisors are facing today?
Yeah, I don't know that it was atypical. I think it was actually fairly typical. I think that it's easy as an advisor to feel like you're alone and that your issues are unique, but we have the perspective of seeing so many advisors in the course of our work and their home offices. And so I would tell you that we hear a lot of this from a lot of different quarters, and so their journey I don't think is going to turn out to be as unique as they might think it is.
Now, I think Aaron said it in episode 4, was it, where he talked a little bit about who robo is best suited for. And he says small advisors think it's best suited for large advisors, and large advisors think it's best suited for small advisors. What do you think? Who is this robo platform really best suited for?
So I think it's a tool. And I think every tool has a job that it's suited for. You don't use a hammer on everything, right? And I think this one's actually less of a blunt force kind of tool. So I think that it actually, as you look at the way the industry is evolving, this kind of a technology platform is going to be in most advisors, or at least many advisors' toolkits over time. I think it's going to be an important part of their toolkit. But I don't think it really does break down between large and small. I think large and small might define how difficult it is to implement, right? Because large is going to have more support and small is going to be in more of the situation Matt and Nina were. But I think it applies to a broad spectrum.
Now, it's interesting, the large-small debate. Is there a client you think it's best suited for, large, small? And you were saying even that maybe it's best suited for some clients and not all clients too.
I think that's true, and I think it's more a type of account. So if you think about the way clients break down, where there is a large segment of accounts that are fairly straightforward, they're IRA accounts, they're accounts for 529 plans, they're annuities, etc. They don't necessarily require a huge amount of interaction on an ongoing basis, but those same clients probably have much more mature, robust accounts that need ongoing attention. And I think so within a given household, you may have accounts that are more suited for robo and accounts that really require the ongoing advice.
I think if there's anything I learned this season, it's that adding a robo platform or any technology can be overwhelming. Talk to me about what Broadridge is doing to help ease this burden for advisors.
Yeah, and I think that I like to think that we approach it in much the same way that Matt and Nina did, right? We try to be very thoughtful. We try to be very consultative. We bring a tremendous amount of experience from across the industry to the table. And so when we work with an advisor to implement some of the solutions that we provide, we tend to try and be very consultative and not bring a one-size-fits-all approach. And I think that while we don't provide robo, right, I think that that's the approach that Matt and Nina were really looking for, something that wasn't one size fits all, because it certainly wasn't going to fit them.
That's very, very interesting. It's from reading through your blogs throughout this season, which have been really interesting. I've also learned some new phrases, and one of them is bionic. Talk to me about how you think the advisor of the future is going to need to be bionic.
Sure. And I think that picks up on the questions that we've talked about up until now, right? If you think about the demographics, right, we have a shrinking population of advisors. We have a steady to expanding group of customers with investable assets that require advisement. An advisor has to find a way to increase their bandwidth. And so I do think that you look at those accounts that don't need the constant care and feeding, and if you can put them into a platform, whether it's a robo platform, whether it's a managed account platform, right, that allows the advisor to extend their bandwidth. So it's one more tool, just like financial planning is a tool, just like digital communications are a tool, just like asset aggregation is a tool that helps the advisor expand their bandwidth and drive more engagement with their clients.
So, last question. Gone through this whole great season on robos. We've learned a great deal. If you're an advisor watching this, where should they begin their robo journey?
Well, I think the first place they really do have to begin their robo journey is with their broker-dealer, right? Or their custodian, depending on their relationship, because that's going to drive to a certain degree the choices that are available to them. Because there are issues that you guys probably didn't even cover on air around things like compliance, around execution, around custody on the back end, that the broker-dealer is going to be an important part of. And I think that's where you start. I think there's a tremendous amount of information out there beyond that some really smart folks have put out about how to best implement robo. I think watching this season is a great way to help an advisor get started, because I think you guys uncovered a lot of great things around the need to communicate and market this to your clients.
Andy, thank you so much. Some great insights, and keep up the great work at Broadridge. I think it's really great, interesting stuff.
Thank you very much, Matt. It's really been a pleasure being the sponsor for this year's edition of Practice Makeover.
Thank you.